Tonight, former DEA legend and agent Cele Castillo takes us on an inside tour of the alleged American war on drugs in Peru and South America. Cele Castillo has been a hero for a number of years, ever since he went public with what he really saw and experienced as a DEA agent. He is now retired. He saw these things in South America. They left him, shall we say, less than happy with the policies of this country. Statement of Cele Castillo III, DEA retired, for the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, April 27, 1998. Let me just read a little bit of this for you, and you'll get an idea of where Cele Castillo is coming from. For several years, I fought in the trenches, in the front lines of President Ronald Reagan's drug war, trying to stamp out what I considered to be America's greatest foreign threat. But when I was posted to Central and South America from 1984 through 1990, I knew and found out we were playing the drug war follies. While our government shouted, "Just say no," entire Central and South American nations fell into what we are now calling and what are known as cocaine democracies. While with the DEA, I was able to keep journals of my assignments in Central and South America. These journals include names, case file numbers, and DEA NADDIS. Those are DEA master computer notations. Information all there to back up my allegations. I have pictures. I have original passports of the victims who were murdered by CIA assets. These atrocities were done with the approval of the agencies involved. We ordinary Americans cannot trust the CIA Inspector General to conduct a full investigation of the CIA or the DEA. Let me tell you why. When President Clinton in June of '96 ordered the Intelligence Oversight Board to conduct an investigation into allegations that U.S. agents were involved in atrocities in Guatemala, it failed to investigate several DEA and CIA operations in which U.S. agents knew beforehand that individuals, including some Americans, were going to be murdered. So with that as a little introductory material, let me welcome Cele Castillo to the program. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello, how you doing?
A lot of people have heard your name for years, Cele. Your book, of course, is Powder Burns. It's considered to be a true classic and a legend. How long were you in service to this country before you retired?
Well, I had military time, approximately 6 years, 2 inactive, and of course 1 in Vietnam, and I had about 6 years of law enforcement, the local police department here in Texas.
Right.
And finally 12 years with the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Well, what brought you into the DEA? Why were you motivated to join that organization?
Well, basically, initiated out of Vietnam when I saw a lot of my fellow soldiers lay low from overdoses of heroin. I promised myself that if I was able to survive that war, that I would have my own personal war on drugs and become a federal narcotics agent.
So you did it. You did it for your buddies in Nam.
That's correct, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many American boys do you think died in Vietnam from drug overdose?
Well, as we all know, 58,000 died. But if you look very closely, twice that number died when they came back, and it was estimated that 1/3 of the soldiers that came back were heroin addicts. And this was a government report that was released a couple of years ago.
Sure, I remember that.
Yeah.
So guys were, because it was so horrifying over there, so confusing, so insane, they were seeking escape, as many Americans back here were doing with pot and normal drugs, and they were shooting up.
Exactly. You got to remember that the average age of a U.S. soldier in Vietnam was 18, 19 years of age.
But these are little kids.
Exactly. They never left home before. You know,
Yeah.
A lot of them were country boys that they really never left home, and they found themselves in a strange country with different cultures and so forth, and then receiving the Dear John letters and missing
Sure.
home dearly, and
watching their friends get killed in front of their eyes and everything. I mean, the stress and the horror. A lot of you folks listening lived it, and we honor and salute each and every one of you. Even though that war, as we know now, was a hoax and a sham, we weren't allowed to win it. We still fought with astonishing valor and heroism. I am so impressed with the people, including you, Cele, who went over there and fought.
Well, thank you.